Hi everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty. Today is Sunday, April 25th, 2021. And this message is for the week of April 25th, or of course, whenever you're hearing this message. Inside this message today, there's something that you need to hear for your highest good. That's the intention that I set prior to doing this video, and hopefully it will resonate with you today. So today we are going to be calling upon the Archangel deck, and we're going to see what three Archangels are coming through for the week of April 25th. Exciting news for the month of May. We have 5 Sundays in the month of May, and we are going to be doing an Archangel series in the month of May. And each week we're going to call upon a specific Archangel and ask them what we need to hear. And we're calling upon Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Metatron. And that's our 5 weeks. And hopefully from that experience of the 5 weeks in May, we're going to be kicking off some other exciting things, partnering and co-creating with the Archangels. So today we're going to call upon this deck of over 15 Archangels, and we're going to ask them what is 3 things that we need to know and which 3 Archangels are coming through energetically for this week. So we have card number 1, I'm pulling them as I speak, card number 2, and card number 3. And what do we all need to know for the week of April 25th? And we're starting with card number 1. It is a great card, and it always is a card that comes up when someone has experienced an obstacle or a trauma or something really difficult, and now they're at the tail end of it, and they're going to be, it's going to be in their past, it's going to be behind them, and the card is overcoming difficulties with Archangel Jeremiel. And Archangel Jeremiel comes through and he says, I'm helping you, I've been helping you to work through this obstacle that you're going through. The worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So that's a great card. And if you chose card number 1, you've definitely probably been going through something. And it could be a small thing. It doesn't have to be this huge, enormous obstacle. But it was something that you were feeling was a challenge and you needed to work through it. And this Archangel helps you, has been helping you behind the scenes, and is helping you to continue to overcome whatever difficulty you've been experiencing through that process. Now, I also want to just say that with Archangel Jeremiel, he helps you to do a life review. And so if you're going through an obstacle, a lot of times we need to do an inventory and say, what do we need to keep? What do we need to get rid of? And of course, that could be physical. You know, maybe you're moving. What do I want to keep? The couch? Do I want to keep the dining room set? Do I want to sell it? Do I want to have an estate sale? But it also has to do with any relationships in your life that aren't serving you anymore, or through this last year of the pandemic, it has been a very big spiritual awakening. And through the process, you might say, this friendship is not serving me anymore. I'm no longer in alignment with this person that I really thought I was, or I was holding on by a thread, maybe because I'm a people pleaser and I don't want to end the relationship, but the relationship is really not working and I need to let it go. Because when you let things go that are no longer serving you, what you do is you really make room for the things that you have coming to you that are for your highest good. So this Archangel always comes through, whether it's a client or when I was experiencing my stuff that I was going through in my life, this Archangel would always come through to say, I'm helping you overcome it. And now that I'm on the other side of my obstacles, I really do believe that that was the case. I was being guided and pushed and nudged in a direction, and this Archangel helps with that. With anything, with any Archangels, any spirit guides, what needs to happen is that the human, you, need to give them permission because we have free will. So remember that even though you're listening to this reading, if you're really looking for guidance or invisible support from God, from the angels, from the archangels, the spirit guides, your guardian angels, you have to give them permission. So ask them to help you when you need it. And even when you don't need it, because they know more than you do if you need it or you don't need it. So that's our card number 1. Card number 2 is Archangel Haniel, and it's funny that she's coming through because I wanted to speak on this topic in card number 1 and I got sidetracked. And so Archangel Haniel is saying right now, you're very sensitive. You're very sensitive to energies. You're very sensitive to things that are going on. Maybe you are an actual empath and you feel physically or emotionally other people's stuff. It's so important, especially when you're going through an obstacle, not to take on other people's stuff, not to carry other people's burdens. It is not your responsibility. It's only your responsibility to carry your own stuff and work through it. So when we are going through a difficulty, it is extremely important to make sure that you're feeling any feelings, any thoughts, any emotions surrounding that experience. It is not a good idea to shove them under the rug and pretend that they're not there so you can ignore them and hopefully they'll go away, because they won't. They will always resurface, whether it's a different relationship, at a different moment, a different time, but they will come up. So my advice through this card, number 2, is to call upon Archangel Haniel and say, please help me feel my feelings. Maybe there's something that I am not seeing. Can you share it with me? Can you show it to me in such a way that I will be able to receive it? And that is what the archangels are very good at. Maybe you are very stressed out and they know they're not going to get through to you in certain ways, but they're going to speak to you in another way. So an example that I would give to you right now is I was speaking to a friend and she's very stressed about a lot of different things, and her spirit guide was trying to share with her probably that a certain tea drink would help her to feel calm. And she probably knew it somewhere inside of herself, but because she's so stressed, that stress is taking up more space than the actual guidance that is coming through from the angels or from her spirit guide or her guardian angel. And so what happened was she was out to lunch and a friend said, oh, I drink this kind of tea to help me calm. And she said, oh, I've heard of that before from a family member. I'm going to start doing that. And that was the way that the angel came in and said, this is how she's going to hear it. This is the way I'm going to share it with her, because if it's shared in another way, she's not going to receive it. She received it, now she's doing it, and it's helping her. So it could be little snippets of guidance that is coming through with the archangels, with your guardian angels, with your spirit guides. And if we quiet our minds, sometimes that's not easy. So when we talk about Archangel Jeremiel in card 1, and one of the things he is good at is helping us take this inventory, it could be literally an inventory of what thoughts are taking up space in my mind and are they really serving me? Because there's probably things that the angels want to share with you to help guide you and support you, but like there's no room left here. So it's not dropping in and you're not receiving it. So with card number 2, this card is saying you're very sensitive right now to energies. Be around very gentle people, very gentle energies. Honor what is coming up for you. Honor who you are. Honor how you're feeling. Ask Archangel Haniel to help you feel your feelings and work on them and work through them and acknowledge them and accept them and love them. Love on them in such a way that you say, I see you. Many, many people are suffering through this last year, and many people do not feel like they are seen. And if you are someone who is empathic or someone who is highly sensitive, you might be seeing that. You might be seeing the suffering of other people, and it might really be bothering you or disturbing you, or you yourself might be suffering. Be someone that is allowing others to know that they are seen. And if you don't feel seen, ask a loved one or someone in your life or a trained professional to work with you so that you feel seen as well. It is important and imperative now for every single person to feel seen. And I don't mean jumping on a bandwagon of the next trend or the next movement or the next something that you're hearing out there. Go within and see what are you really passionate about? What is really important to you? And are you feeling seen? Because if you're not, it's time to reach out and ask for help. both on earthly level with a human and on an angelic level with the angels. So that's our card number 2. And then the most important card, card number 3, and Archangel Michael is coming in. And he is saying, remember who you are. And that is a kickoff from card number 2 and what I just shared with you. Go within. What are your passions? What is it that you want to express? What is it that you want to create? How do you feel in the situation, any situation you're going through? Archangel Michael is the archangel of strength, courage, and protection. Let's talk a minute about the virus that's going on right now, or any sickness, because we have other sicknesses, whether you realize it or not. There's not just one. And if you are nervous or you are feeling fearful about getting sick, don't live in that space of fear. It's taking up too much space. Call upon Archangel Michael and say to him, please protect me. Put me in a shield and a bubble of your light. His color of light is electric blue. If you don't want to do that, ask for the divine white light of God. But it is imperative for you, especially if you're someone in fear, and even if you're not, to ask Archangel Michael to give you protection. Archangel Michael is the protector angel. And if you give him permission a lot or a little, because I call upon him many times a day, I probably talk to him every 10 minutes a day. If you call upon him to give you protection, I want you to understand that that's a shield, and nothing, no virus, nothing can break through that barrier. I'm very strong in this conviction because I know it and I believe it 1,000,000%. And that belief is strong, and that is the most important key to this. So if you don't feel that way, it's important to start working with Archangel Michael. And he will support you in knowing that you're safe. You are a sovereign being, and he is available to you every second of every minute of every day. And all you have to do is ask him. Ask him to support you. Ask him to protect you. Ask him to give you the strength when you're feeling like you can't get out of the fear space. Ask him for the courage to work on anything that you are going through as an obstacle right now. It is important, super important. And we're going to kick off next week, the first weekend in May, the first Sunday in May, with Archangel Michael. So kind of funny that he's at the end of this. He's showing up. He's ready to go. He's ready to partner with us and share anything that we need to know next Sunday so that it can help and serve you. Now, if we look across these cards before we end, just think about what's going on in the world and think about what's going on in your own personal life. There are some people that their personal life is good, but the world stuff is bothering them. They're having a hard time. Vice versa, there are people that are kind of like, I don't want to know what's going on in the world. And listen, if you can't handle it, you have to protect your energy. You have to honor your sensitivity. But I hope that you're awake still and still knowing what's going on. But all that being said, these messages are still going to maybe affect you personally. So we have the flip-flop. It could be one way or the other, or you could be being affected by everything, personal stuff and the stuff in the world. But needless to say, if I was to read these cards left to right, I want you to just understand the messages are consistently coming up the same. We have to have patience. Everything is going to work out. Everything is going to be okay, but we don't know when that's happening. But if I read these cards, it's past, present, future. Past, we're working through obstacles. We're working through difficulties. Present, right now, you have to really start, if you haven't yet, or you already are, and so good for you, keep going. Honor your sensitivity. Honor who you are. Honor how you feel. Honor the moon cycles. The moon cycles are crucial because you'll notice you might get tired during a full moon. You might feel energized during a new moon. It's super important to notice them. And then now you've done this work. Well, Archangel Michael's saying, now I'm going to help you remember who you are, the most authentic person the most raw, real person to your core. Archangel Michael saying, remember who you are. Stay safe and sovereign. Stand strong in your conviction. Stand firm in your belief. And I'm going to help you. That's this archangel. So I hope that these archangels are coming through and they can give you some support and guidance. I know they can, but of course you have to know that they can as well. And I wish you a very good week, and I wish you a great day. Bye-bye.